After this experience, I will never be the same again. And he's a man of mature ministry and experience. I'm going to end by reading an account from a friend of mine, a well-known minister, Johannes Vasius, who's the head of International Intercessors, a Dane who lives in Germany and speaks English. And he just wrote this newsletter, of which I received a copy, about something that has just happened in Australia. How many of you have been to Australia? Well, the Aussies are a pretty tough crowd, I think you'll agree. And a breakthrough in Australia, a spiritual breakthrough, would be a remarkable event. And I believe it's coming. But I want to read this account. I hope it'll help you. It's dated September 1992. A couple of days ago, I returned from the ends of the earth, Australia, and the most unique gathering of spiritual leaders I have ever attended. After this experience, I will never be the same again. And he's a man of mature ministry and experience. Noel Bell, Intercessors for Australia, and Tom Hallis, leader of YWAM in Australia, and I know them both, had felt the need to call together pastors, elders, and leaders of ministries from all over Australia to come together to seek the face of the Lord. The conference was called Leaders Looking Unto Jesus, and the time frame was 3 weeks. This in itself was a daring step. How could anyone imagine it being possible for busy spiritual leaders to set aside 3 whole weeks? When I realized that more than 100 had responded to this call and saw that most of them stayed for the whole period, I was convinced that it had to be one of the 7 wonders of this world. Had anyone proposed to me to do something like this in Europe or in the States, I would have laughed at the thought. If we can get leaders together here for a whole day, we ought to be grateful. Apparently, God must have something special in mind with Australia. And I would not be surprised if a very powerful spiritual awakening would come out of Australia and touch the worldwide body of Christ. Possibly it is the isolation that our Australian friends feel out there at the edge of the globe, coupled with a realization of the hardness and roughness of the Australian heart, that have been the main factors moving our friends to cast themselves down before the Lord. At any rate, no matter how far I go back in living memory, I have not been a part of anything like this before in my years in the ministry. So let me enlighten you with some of the extraordinary things that took place. Then there are a few headings.